Welcome to Casey Cares, the voice of Kansas City nonprofits. We share the stories of local nonprofits and the individuals who drive them. At Casey Cares, we connect the nonprofit and business sectors to enhance the quality of life in Kansas City for both residents and visitors. This Casey Cares segment was brought to you by the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation, www.kauffman.org. I'm Ruth Baum Biggis. Jo Black Macklin is an amazing talent, a musician and native Kansas City. And Jo is a Grammy-nominated producer, songwriter, engineer, and arranger who's worked with some of the top artists, including Ariana Grande, Chance the Rapper, Justin Bieber, Kendrick Lamar, and so many more. Well, today, Jo is back in Kansas City, and he's undertaken an amazing effort through his Distrkct Foundation. The Distrkct Foundation inspires youth to create, innovate, thrive through art, music, education, and workforce development, regardless of their zip code or their socioeconomic status, and providing world-class education services in cross-industry multimedia production, resulting in professional certifications on industry-leading technology, and creating an innovative space and structure where program graduates can pursue and expand their economic opportunities with the market value assets they've gained. Jo is joining us today. We're going to talk about all these things and why he decided to come back home and take on this endeavor. Jo, this is so great.
Well, you know, the intro was amazing. So I need to get that script that you had because I'm going to use that for other things. Okay.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. So tell us where you are right now.
Right now, we are creating our own multimedia center. And this is something that has been a dream that's been on my heart for years. And so we'll service 3 recording studios here. We have content creation spaces. We also have podcast rooms, and we'll also have an event space where people can host events here or do their galas here as well. And we're just excited about being able to bring this to the community and have this shared space where other artists can come together to collaborate or just be themselves wherever they are.
Mm-hmm. We might have to come do the podcast there. That'd be fun.
That'd be great. Well, I'd love for you to. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about you for a minute and introduce our audiences in case they don't know about you. Mm-hmm. Give us a little of your background growing up here and then as your career just blossomed.
So I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County. Woo-hoo. Went to Washington High School, graduated, and then I went to play basketball. That was what I was doing at first. I'm from a family that comes from preachers and, you know, has churches and stuff like that. So music has always been around me, but I took another route in the beginning, which was basketball. It was one of my first loves. But my friends would always be like, Jo, you know, I played basketball at Colorado State Division I, and my friends were always like, man, you should really pursue this music stuff. And so when I got done with college, I really was like, let me see what it does. Was able to make some money doing real estate and then be able to expand my career with music, and got a mentor by the name of Craig Lindsay, who's from Wyandotte County too. He taught me everything that I really needed to know and showed me the ropes. And so that escalated to being in rooms with Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Diana Ross, and Evan Ross, and just a slew of artists that are amazing.
You make it sound so easy. There is no way it was that easy. And I love you talking about, you know, beginning in the dot.
Yeah.
And then moving on. So all through this, how did you have time for music playing collegiate basketball in a Division I? Oh, my gosh.
Well, with some of the money that we were able to save and, you know, while we were being a college student, I was playing the keyboard. My mom, you know, I learned how to play the piano. My friend taught me these chords. And so I used to just play the piano and I played by ear. So wherever I was, I would always say, man, when I was at Colorado State, I'm going to get a piano and I'm going to play it. And so I would take my piano with me wherever I was and try to make beats on it. And it was a Triton keyboard. And I would make music on there and just, you know, in my pastime from practice and stuff like that.
That's amazing. And so what would you call or how would you characterize your music and your genre?
I like to, because music is like the universal language. And so, right. You know, my mentor always taught me, it's like, he said, you need to know how to do every facet of music, whether that's jazz, whether that's EDM, whether that's pop music, whether that's rock music, whether it's country, because those are going to be things that help shape you as a musician, as a music producer, and it doesn't limit you in spaces. And there's no artist or there's no project that you can't be a part of because you can do it all. So I really coined myself about learning and really have a true admiration for all music because they all kind of work together, whether it's influence where from jazz being influenced hip hop, from just so many things that you can mix cultures and mix genres with. And so that's why I like to say I'm a consumer of all music, you know.
I love that. But it's a big leap to go from out of college, whatever, making music to LA and working with folks at the very top of their game.
Yeah.
Can you fill us in a little bit? You know, it's not just a little dash.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of no's. It's a lot of you deal with a lot of things. Like I tell people, and part of my mission was to come back was because of that. I had to fly out to Los Angeles and really put myself out there because in Kansas City, it wasn't in the market. It was hard to find other artists or people that knew how to be a music producer or what it took to be a singer, a songwriter, or what it took to be an actor, or just all those things. So when I got to LA, it was just like everything was there. But there were a lot of hard knock lives that came with that, which is sleeping on couches. LA's expensive, trying to figure out how to afford it. But I was blessed to have a friend who opened their doors to me to be able to say, hey, you can stay and I want to see you succeed in your music. And that took me to the next level and gave me the opportunity to really be able to do what I do.
How do you describe what a producer is? I've always wondered when somebody says, I'm a music producer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's a fine line. People make beats, but that's make beats. When you're a music producer, it's the same thing as a producer of a movie. You're able to take all facets of the film, all facets of the music, whether that be the writing, whether that be the mixing and mastering of the music, whether that be the arrangement of the music, and really paint that picture of what, you want the artist to convey, or you want people to understand and feel within that sound within that piece of music. So I just say like just the same as a producer of a movie. We able to take. I might have to get one of my friends to play guitar because I like the way he plays guitar, or because I play the piano, but I might say, hey, I might need Rob to come and play the piano because I like his feel of this piano, and I think he'll do great for the song. And so it's just really taking all the pieces and putting them together, and you're kind of the orchestrator of that, from the writer to the music to the background singers to the mix engineer to the mastering engineer. So all those things are a part of that, which make a great music producer.
What was your big break?
My big break was, I would say, Ariana Grande. When I worked on her album and my friend had called me, said, hey, man, you need to be a part of this project. I didn't know who Ariana was at the time. And so I was in the session, and it was a great session. It was probably the best session, one of the best sessions I've ever had working with an artist. And after that, she posted a picture, and when I tell you, the engineer was like, Joe, go to your Instagram right now. She posted a picture of you guys. I went and I had 10,000 followers within 5 minutes. And I was like, all right, I don't know who this girl is, but she's something special. And then now we know her as the Ariana Grande that we know today. And that just opened up the door for a whole bunch of other stuff, from Justin Bieber to Jill Scott to, just everybody that I've been able to work with. So.
Now, these folks also have very different sounds, etc. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that as a producer? How do you,
You really put yourself within the music. And I tell people all the time, a lot of the music that I create is from me getting engulfed in what they want to talk about. Because a lot of times some producers just come in and say, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about this. No, I want to sit down before we even start working on any music. I want to sit down. I want to talk about what we're doing, or what she's feeling, or what he's trying to talk about, or what's going on in their life. And then that's how I'm able to say, what is the sound that you're looking to go for? And then we can create from there. Yeah.
But there is a Jo Black. So let's talk a little bit about that. Who is Jo Black, and how did you come up with the name and, all of that branding?
I'm a huge movie guy, and Meet Joe Black was one of my favorite movies. And so I was like, how wouldn't that be cool? And then it just so happened that my cousin, his name is Black. So at the time we were like, let's be a production team. And so it was I'm Joe and he's Black. But then everybody was like, man, but Meet Joe Black as a whole is just phenomenal. So I'm like, you know what? It's pretty good. So I just kept that. And it's been a great name. People love it. It's kind of a conversation piece that people like to talk to use to, break the ice and stuff. So it's been working for me.
How long were you out in LA? And it sounds like maybe you still go back and forth.
Yeah, I'm still back and forth. So I moved out in LA 2010, and I'm still there going back and forth working on music because it's still one of the hubs that you need to make sure you introduce and keep active with. Atlanta too, though. I've been in Atlanta lately, but going back and forth between LA has been my thing for the last, I would say, 15, 16 years.
What are you working on right now? And then we'll have to get to the foundation because we know you're working on that. But I thought it would be fun for our audience to know, what's out there in the performance kind of space for you.
I'm looking forward to getting back in with Ariana and some really good synergy there. I'm working on. I have an artist who's a Korean artist. He's a Korean R&B artist, and he's amazing. And we just did a feature with him and Vito. And there's a lot of amazing projects that are coming out right now that I really can't talk about, but it's going to be some amazing releases happening this year, and along with everything that we're doing here, which is it just all works together. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, so why did you come back and create a foundation? That's no easy lift.
It's not. My father was on the decline in 2015 when I was living in LA full time, and I was coming home to see him, and it was one of those things. It was like when I was here in Kansas City, when I would come back to see him, I would say, man, they still don't have any programs for the kids. And I was like, man, I was that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I graduated in 1999, and I'm like, they still don't have any programs. And so I was like, man, I got to do something. And I see a lot of my friends, they leave and they don't come back. And I understand why. Sometimes the city and not having the support of the city where we feel like it leaves a bad taste in our mouth. And so we're like, man, we don't want to come back. But I was like, man, what kind of man would I be if I didn't come back to give the kids in Kansas City and Wyandotte County and Kansas City, Missouri, the opportunity to be able to spread their wings and embark upon this career that is just not a dream job. It's a really 9-to-5 job,
Oh, so, absolutely. Yeah. So when did you decide and how did you decide I've got to create a foundation to do this versus I'll open a place and people can pay me for this because I'm a Grammy nominee?
Yeah. That always rang in my mind. That's always a good route to go. But I mean, how can I help kids get the education and not be burdened with the college debt was one of my things. And so to this day, there were kids in LA that were interning and they would go to Full Sail and they'd be $60,000 in debt. And I'm like, man, I didn't want that for our kids. So to create the foundation was something to say, hey, we can give back in a way and give these kids their certification, what they have, this trade that they can take with them and move forward from there. And so that was the most important piece to be able to say, my mom couldn't afford some of these things that, that music you have to use. So I didn't want that to burden the kids down with that. So it was important for me to do that with the foundation.
We're talking with Jo Black, Jo Macklin, KC, LA, Atlanta, everywhere. And we're talking about the Distrkct Foundation. So when did you establish and really create this curriculum that you have for young people here?
So I had decided in 2017 to kind of really come back, 16 to really come back. Sorry about all the construction going on.
Hey, I like it. It's live in action. And, right. And I do like the little dog. I don't know whose dog that is.
It's my dog. It's my son's dog. That's great. I came back. I was like, I seen the opportunity to write this curriculum in 2015. And I was able to, in 2016 to come back to Kansas City and present that to the Full Employment Council. And they thought they had a recording studio like, Joe, we can really use that and really, see this evolve because there are kids that want to do this. And so that's when I implemented the program. I partnered with the Central Missouri University, UCM, and they loved the curriculum as well, and we built it from that. And 2 years had went by, and the FEC kind of stopped doing the program. But I was like, I got to keep this going. I can't just stop because I know there are a lot of kids that really want to be a part of this program.
So how do kids come into your program, and tell us a little bit about the curriculum and the things that you offer?
Yeah. So I am in, I thought it was super important for me to go to the school districts and meet them where they're at. And so what I wanted to do was to say, let me go to the school district. Excuse me. Hey, y'all, I want to interview. Bring it down. Sorry about that. I wanted them to see the value in what we were bringing. And so I would just go there and say, hey, this is the curriculum I have. This is what we have. And UCM was wanted to partner with us. And so I was able to get in the school districts because the majority of their kids, they've already had the data, and it showed that the kids wanted to be in the arts. And so it was easy for me to get in the school districts. And now I'm watching kids graduate with their certification as an audio engineer. We teach audio engineering, content creation. We do videography, photography, and we're doing gaming now. So we're all around the board. So
sign me up. Does it have to be for young people?
No, it's for everybody.
So are the kids feeding into you during the school day, or how does that all work?
So actually, I wanted them to be able to be bused to me, right? So I wanted to take them out of the elements that they were in. So De La Salle for the last 3 years has been busing the kids to me. So I take them, but I teach in their 5th and 6th hour. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's part of their school day.
It's part of their school. Yeah, their curriculum is for school.
And are the classes like based on a semester or
yes,
full
we do
year?
semester based. So we do first semester and second semester. Yeah.
Is there a track that kids are on, or are there different tracks? Because you're naming off a whole lot of different skills there.
Yeah. So we have different. So we have different teachers for different classes. That's why this facility was so important, because while I'm teaching audio engineering, we also have content creating going on class at the same time. So I'm able to hire some amazing teachers that are teaching these programs. And so we can do them at the same time, and they all kind of meet entry level. And at the end of the semester, they all walk away with their certification.
Is there any kind of like big project or performance or anything with all this stuff that they're learning?
Yeah, so at the end of every semester, we do a big performance. The kids just take some of what they've done and they present it to their school, their peers at their school. And that's one of their favorite parts to do, to see them take something from nothing and create it and then perform it or arrange it and just showcase it to their friends and their teachers at the school. Whether it's that through content creation, or some of our kids are putting together whole reels to present. Some of them are just doing handling all of the marketing and the promotions and the advertisements that goes on at the school. So they're able to use all that stuff for their project-based stuff.
Are you only at De La Salle at this point?
So I'm in De La Salle, and I'm also in Scion Middle School. So those are my 2 schools right now. Yeah.
Plans to expand that?
Yes, 100%. Been working with Liberty School District. Been working with North Kansas City as well. Looking to get into Kansas City, Kansas, and looking to get into Kansas City, Missouri School District very soon.
They're not so easy to get into, are they?
They're not. But we hope that they soon will see the value in what we're bringing, and hopefully we can keep it moving. Yeah.
Now, have you followed any of the kiddos that have been in your classes and see, because you've done this long enough that some of them may be out of high school and moving on to the next stage of life?
Well, if I turn the camera, some of them work for me now. So that's what we wanted to do. We wanted them to have a pipeline to come and have, where they get jobs. And this is not something that they just fell off of and say, oh, we got this education, but now we don't have nowhere to go. So we opened up the door for them to come and either teach the class or be with us and do some of the things that we need around here at the district. And we pay them. We do paid internships as well. But moving from the paid internships have turned over to be full-time employees for us at the district. So,
wow. Running a nonprofit is not for the faint of heart. So how are you dealing, like all the stuff that comes with it, which some of the not so fun stuff, not the creating, but the day-to-day fundraising, all of that. How do you do all that?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how. my, my my friends and people around and other colleagues are like, "How are you getting any sleep?" And I'm like, no, but I know what we're doing is worth it, so I'll sacrifice that for right now. But I do have an amazing team with me that really helps facilitate a lot of this stuff, and I'm just super excited about them because they're passionate about what we're doing, and it makes it easier. And I'm able to put and see people in their roles that they're super amazing at doing, and let them be active and let them help build this program. Because I couldn't do this alone at all. So
Is this done like anywhere else? Like, is there a program like in LA, which is so big?
yeah,
Or are you kind of a unique?
there's other programs. I like to say ours is unique to where we say the paid internships, and really finding them a pipeline to say, hey, listen, we can send you to this company, we can send you to this company to intern, and hopefully that turnover turns into significant jobs for them that can help change their ecosystem as well. So, yeah.
Right. The master teaches the grass. I'm killing this quote, so please forgive me.
No
But the
problem.
master is teaching the student, and
Yeah,
then the student too can step up. All right. So tell us about what you're in right now and what's going to happen.
So this is our multimedia center. So we have 3 recording studios that'll be top of the line recording studios. We have 3 content creation spaces. We'll have a couple of podcast rooms, and we also have an event space where people can be active and be here. And if they want to host their galas or whatever they, have an event here, they can do that as well. And it was important for me to make this also a shared space, kind of a shared working space. The thing that I will say is unique about us is that in our shared space, they have access to the recording studios, all of the top of the line cameras and equipment that we have here, all of the top of the line software, so they can do all their editing and all of their mixing and mastering here. And so that with the membership base, they'll be able to do that as well. And that's the beautiful thing I think about that sets us apart from you would say a WeWorks or a FlexPod. Is because we're actually giving them access to all the equipment and all the materials that they need to be able to have something successful, or whether it be their content creation or their editing or their just having the software that they need to be successful. Yeah.
So what we see behind you is really unfinished. Is part of this space finished already and operational, or?
No, we're getting there. I think we're about a couple weeks out. Our first main studio is coming together amazing. And I think after that one comes together, then everything will start to streamline and be just smooth sailing. But this is our first phase. We're building out the studio and the content creation spaces. And then after that, we'll work on our event space. And then from there, we got a little rooftop that we're working on as well. And we're also building a coffee shop over here because there's a lot of other. One of my students just running by. Sorry about that.
I love that we've got all the activity going there.
Yeah, but so this is a area where we feel like people are want to come to just be a part of, and instead of just being able to say, hey, I got a desk and coffee, we're saying you can get everything that you need here, whether it be recording studios or content creation spaces.
All right. Well, it takes money to run a nonprofit too. So how are you making all this happen? I mean, it's no cheap thing to build studios and.
Right. A lot of this is coming from my pocket right now. The majority of it is coming from my pocket. People always ask me, like, why are you doing this? There's other avenues for you. And I know that there are, but this was imperative for me to donate to the organization and the foundation to say, if you guys don't see the value, I want to help you. I'll build it so you can see the value in what we're doing. But I will say we have been blessed to get a couple of grants. And the Newbie Family Fund really was a great opportunity for us. And they donated some money to us, and it helped start getting this whole thing in motion. And we just so grateful for them and the greater Kansas City community to really come in and be a champion for us in that. But it does take a lot of work. It's a lot of resources that I'm pulling from these pockets. I know my family's like, what are you doing? But to me, in the end, it'll all be worth it. Yeah.
Where are you located? So folks will be able to know and find you. And
I'm in it's called the Agnes Arts Building. We are off of 13th and Agnes. 14th and Agnes. We're right downtown, pretty much, probably 2 minutes from 18th and Vine, and 5 minutes from right downtown. So we're right in the heart of everything. And this was a perfect space for us to be at, to be able to have. We had another space that we were in. We were in the old Kansas City Star building. But of course, there's a lot of things that were going on in that space. But we were blessed to have this opportunity. My friend Greg Orman introduced me to these amazing people over here at Agnes Art. And it's been when I say one of the greatest experiences, just having people that are championing what we're doing and see the vision of what we're building here.
What keeps you going?
It's the kids. It's the kids. It's my family. I think that, a lot of my friends, they have kids that are like in high school now. I'm like, and so just to see them and their kids that have a passion for something more or something different. I know people get caught in the same systems a lot, especially with education, but to be able to offer them something new, something fresh, something that they're inspired by, something that they're passionate about, has been the thing that's keeping me going. And just know that we see a lot of kids, they call them at-risk kids, but to see them not use that or be labeled that, because they said they're more than that, which is the thing that keeps me going. There are kids that are they're having to take care of their families and work jobs. And I'm saying, hey, if you're going to work a job, let me introduce you to something that you really love doing and that you can help with your family, but also be in love with what you're doing instead of just working hard to do something because you got to be in assistance of your family. So just to see them grow and just to see them mature and to see them come back and show me their projects and to see this shift happen in the city, because Kansas City is really growing really fast. And so to be a part of that growth that's what keeps me going.
Where do you see this going in 10 years? I know it's probably pretty hard right now while you're sitting in there, looking at walls and things that have not come together yet. But where do you hope this will be?
This will be the hub. I think this is going to be an amazing hub when people from out of town come. The narrative, that Kansas City isn't a space for other creators or movies or big artists to come. I feel like we're creating a space for every facet of the industry to come to, and they'll be able to have space to create, whether it's sound stages, whether it's, major artists like Ariana or Justin Bieber coming in town to record at our facility. When they come in town, they're going to say, hey, we know where we're going to go. And just to see the ecosystem of the artists that we have in Kansas City, because Kansas City has, I always say this at my events, some of the most amazing talent in the world. And I see us not shipping our artists off to other states, other cities, and keeping our talent here because they have a space to be at, So that's what I see. I see a multimedia hub that all artists can come together and really share the space and be active and work together and collaborate together.
How can the community help you in what you're doing?
I would love for the community to help if they would love to donate. That doesn't just mean money, though. That means if you would donate your time or, donate, just spread the word about what we're doing, the work we're doing. Because at the end of the day, getting this going and seeing this be something that our kids and keeping them off the streets and keeping them into something that they are like really active in and they find their safe place here, their safe space. That's what this is about. This isn't about me. This isn't about God's blessed me to be able to be, make money in my space that I do with music. But this is really about giving back to our community, giving back to them and giving them the resources that they need to be successful. So I just ask, whether it's your time, whether it's your money, or whether it's just say, hey, we're going to spread the word about the work that's going on here. That is how the community can get behind us.
What's the best way to find you? Website or whatever? Yes. And you feel free to put that out there.
Yes. They can find us at distrktis.org. That's distrktis.org. And they can find our label at Distrkct, which is distrkct.com. And you can find us there, and please tap in with us. Our kids have social media pages. So
I bet they do.
Yeah. So we give them the opportunity. They created their own page. So they're the Distrkct_students. Distrkct is _students. So that's DISTRKCTIS_students. And you can find them on that page. And you can find us at Distrkct anywhere on the platforms. And you can find me, Jo Black Official, on Instagram as well, if you like to tap in and to see some of the stuff that we're doing around the city and in LA and Atlanta and stuff.
This is amazing. Thank you for what you're doing and empowering and engaging young people, because they are the future, right?
That's what we call them here. We call them the now future. And so that's what our kids know they are, and they're going to be the ones to take this thing forward. And so it's up to us to invest in them the right way and give them opportunities that they've never had before, especially here in Kansas City. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe, for spending time with us to share what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And thank you for dealing with all the chaos. We're in the middle of it now, but
we love it. We'll come back and we'll get it when it's all done. How's that?
Yes, I'm excited about that. Yes, please come back and see us when we're done, when it's all finished and said and done. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for Casey Cares, Kansas City's nonprofit voice. We're produced by a nonprofit called Charitable Communications. This Casey Cares segment was brought to you by the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, visit our website, kccaresonline.org, and spread the love. You'll find us on Facebook and Twitter at Casey Cares Radio and Instagram at Casey Cares Online. And don't forget, you'll catch us Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on ESPN 1510 AM and 94.5 FM. Thanks for joining us on Casey Cares.